I got on this on this problem I have here, and on number 53, you're looking for the radius. And the two pieces of information they give you are the length of an arc. So this arc here that I'm tracing in orange has a length of 12. And then they give you this central angle, and they tell you the measure of this angle is 4 rad. And I think that's what really threw a lot of people off. Rad stands for radians. And usually when we measure an angle in radians, we don't write rad. So if you see an angle and you see something like 2 pi over 3 next to it, or 11 pi over 5, you just know that's radians, because that's what radians look like. But when the radian measure ends up being like a whole number, like in this case 4, a lot of times they'll write RAD, abbreviate radians, just so it's really clear that's what it's talking about. That this is not 4 degrees. It's not, the 4 isn't referring to something else. That is the measure of the angle, and it is in radians. So we're going to actually start with that. So we have 4 radians for this portion of the circle we're working with. And we're going to set up our fraction. And when we do radians, we always make it a fraction of the entire circle of 1 full rotation. And 1 full rotation in radians is 2 pi. So it'll be 4 over 2 pi. We're going to set up a second fraction with our arc length, which is 12. And so 12 being an arc is a portion of the circumference of the circle. So when we make this fraction, the circumference goes on bottom. So circumference is 2 times pi times the radius. So that's what we're going to put on bottom, 2 pi r. So 4, this angle out of the entire circle is equal to 12, this arc out of the entire circumference. So now we can work this out. Before we cross multiply, I'm going to simplify this. All of these numbers divide by 2. So I'm going to divide everything in the problem by 2 to simplify my numbers a little bit. And I will get 2 over pi on the left and 6 over pi r on the right. Now I will cross multiply. I will take pi r times 2, take pi times 6. I will get 2 pi r equals 6 pi. And what I'm ultimately trying to find is the radius. So what I can do now is divide by 2 pi, and that will tell me what the radius is. That will get r by itself. And so r is equal to, well, the pi's cancel out. I have 6 divided by 2, so r equals 3. So one thing that's nice, when the radians are a whole number, which looks weird and can be a little confusing at first, oftentimes you end up getting something that works out very nicely as far as the numbers you have to work with. So you'll notice here all the pi's canceled out. We got a whole number as our answer. So that's how you would work through a problem like this and find the radius. So I hope that helps.